Okay, 6 o'clock, need to start this. I'm missing Kevin.
Kevin, I did not get any message he would be here, so
You're good. You have a quorum, so you're good.
we will kick off. Right behind you, Dave. Thank you. Carroll Media, the August 25th New Windsor Planning Commission meeting, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Long time no see. Good to see you. You haven't been at the beach and good. Was that your first MML? Excuse me? Was that your first MML meeting down the ocean or had you? No? Oh, okay. Okay, we work from an agenda, and whenever I've got information or whatever information I get, I'll put that on the agenda. And if we have nothing to go on the agenda, then I'll send out that we aren't meeting. But as you all know, we have this comprehensive plan, so we do have an item. First order of business is approval of the minutes, and I noticed a couple other things when I looked at what I thought was the last version, so there were some more that came out today. So I was wondering if we'd have a latest version. What I had added to acknowledge that we had a new member join us last time, so that's in the minutes. And she came back, so that's good. And then also, since she was part of us, we figured, and she did vote, we should make sure the count was correct. So the 2 votes that we took were 7-0. Other than that, the other changes, you made a suggestion, Dave, and then I had them put a comment in here about the Springdale Master Plan update that they gave us. I don't know, did everybody get a chance to see that? So I felt like it needed to have in the minutes that, what they were asking for, and then what I'm not sure if you call it a resolution, but our suggestion. So that's in the minutes. So if I could get a motion to accept the minutes.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Second by Glenn, okay, or better known as Gary, by only me. It took me about 5 years to finally get back to calling him Glenn and kept calling him Gary. It's a G, But anyway, motion made by Dave Grayson, seconded by Glenn Monroe. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it. 6-0 was the score. All right, so it's Dave G. 1-6-0. All righty. Council updates from Councilman Hoffman.
Yeah, a couple things I'll bring to your attention that the town council, we entered into a contract to do some work at the War Memorial Park right down the road here. We're going to be adding some new paving stones to where it's now pea gravel. We're going to be pulling that out, adding pavers, removing the stones that stick up that are kind of a trip hazard right now, and redoing that area. They're going to be pressure washing all the rest of the area and sealing it. The cannons are being restored, and all that work is supposed to be done by October before the wall comes to town. So that should be a nice area by the time that's done. The building next door to us, 211 High Street, we have a meeting set before the next town council meeting in early September to meet with the fire department, the town staff, and the mayor to look at the RFP that we've put together that is going to be used to hire a general contractor to do the work on the building over there. So that's still in play. The town is also going to be testing the Atlee well in late fall. Late fall is a little more conducive to testing wells as opposed to the middle of the summer. We want to see if that's going to be a viable well that maybe at some point we would bring online as a good water source for the town. That was a well when they built Atlee Ridge Development, I don't know, almost 30 years ago. That was one of the stipulations the builder had to drill a well. We've never utilized that well. But we're going to be doing some testing on it coming up in the fall. And the last thing, we've also entered into a contract to do some road paving that's going to be coming up. There'll be 7 segments of town roads. And again, they're all supposed to be done by 1 October. It's not a lot of time between now and 1 October, but that's the plan. Manning between Main Street and to 75 and 75 to High. Let's see, Union Bridge Road, Main Street to Spore Line. Looks like we're going to be doing Pilsen Avenue from Lambert to Maple and Maple to Church. And then Tibbetts Lane out the road a little bit from Maryland 31 to United Forest Products area out there, and Springdale, where it hooks into Main Street to the end of the town maintenance. We're going to be doing that as well. So there's a total of 7 segments that are going to be done. It was about $203,000 that's paid from the highway user revenues that we receive from the state, where that money comes from to do that job.
Who's the contractor?
Knew I was going to write that down. It's the same one we used last time, and we piggybacked onto a Howard County contract that got the CP. I'll look it up for you. I'll have it.
I don't think it was White Pines. I don't remember who, but I don't think it was White Pines.
Who did you say?
Down there by the railroad tracks the last time.
I'll pull it up and tell you. That was all, Mark.
Good, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are we going to get, what's the timing or general framework for the lines?
I don't know, and I meant to ask Harry that the other day. I expected them to be done by now, but I'm not sure. Everything is marked as far as I can tell to paint them, but I'm not sure when the painting contractor who does it is coming in to do it.
No, that's the state
Yes.
that'll do that.
Yes.
Now, here on Church, we had white lines on there before that was paved, if you recall.
On Church.
On Church, as we're going up Church, on the left side, there was a white line kind of designating for parking.
Yes. And that never got
That
repainted.
never got put
Yeah.
on. And
I thought we had
think
talked
made a
about that
difference
at one
with traffic.
meeting, and I don't know whatever happened. We did talk about that.
Some people love it and some people don't, and that's what happened.
If you happen to be driving, you don't. But if you live on the street, you do. And that's
All the roads in downtown Westminster, they haven't been restriped yet either. They must be.
That's quite a while.
That's been a while too, yeah.
Maybe there's a paint shortage.
because of Doge. Okay, well, thank you, Dave. Javier.
Updates, I have 2 updates. First one is Ms. Mary Lane, the Bureau Chief for the Comprehensive Planning Department, has retired. Ms. Claire Stewart is now in her position. What I will do is I will email you, Mark, her contact information so that you have it for future reference. The other update that I have is the Carroll County Master Plan process is ongoing. Currently, we have 3 work groups composed of volunteers, and they are now starting to wrap up the process of outlining recommendations from these work groups and then putting them together and forwarding them to the Planning and Zoning Commission and then the commissioners.
Okay. How does our plan fit into that, our comprehensive plan, or the other municipalities?
Well, I don't know exactly, but considering that each municipality has its own master plan, but what I can do is I can inquire with Ms. Claire Stewart and have a response for you.
Good. Okay. Thanks. And where are we in getting our updated maps for our comprehensive plan?
Did, because I remember I emailed you some maps some data that you
All
request.
of them got changed because of, and Gary sent, I forget who, but he sent a couple months ago, there were two items. There was the Hoff property that we were going to bring into our GAB, and every one of our maps have that on there, the GAB, so obviously that's gonna change all of them. And then there were Snyder property, there were a couple pieces of that, I think it was 3 different lots that were coming out of the GAB.
Can you repeat the properties again? I want to make sure.
Sure. And then what I can do is I can just forward you Gary's email, because it has the plat numbers on there.
Please.
Yeah, I will resend that to you, okay? That's probably the simplest. But it's Hoff and Snyder are the 2 general. And I'll just add that on the maps that we have, there were 14 that we were looking to get updated. And we got 13 back. Number 6, no, I got that wrong. I think it's 13, isn't there. So we just need to have those renumbered.
Okay.
So that 14 becomes 13, and now we're copacetic. And then on number 6, municipal, the spelling, it's PAL, not PLA, but that's really tiny. You probably caught that on yours when you looked. All righty. What are we gonna do with all this time?
Glenn, CPE was the contractor.
Is that?
CPE.
Okay.
Let's see something.
When goodness, I want to say it was 3 or 4 months ago, when I got all the census data and I finally got that filtered into this, I had given most of you a hard copy, because I know a couple had asked for a hard copy. But the charts and maps, or the charts, were not, did not have the updated numbers. So there was also kind of a uniform request also in what I gave the initial printing is to have the print larger than what I originally did. So that changed all the numbering of all of the pages. At the time, I didn't think that was going to be significant, but it did. And we ended up losing, not adding another 10, 12 pages. When I sent out last week the agenda, I think I also sent everybody the update. That's the most recent version that we have, or I have, of the comprehensive plan. The charts in there have numbers that I got from the census. Javier helped me with some of them also. So they're just about as updated as we're going to have. I apologize for any confusion that comes from that, because I do understand that when I gave you the hard copy, you go through, that way you have your notes, and you know, obviously you want to stay with those and you do this. So any, and since you don't have any of the older stuff, you're in good shape. You're in the best shape of anyone. So where we left off back in June was the, we're not up there. We had finished doing our quick review through chapter 6. Starting with chapter 7. I do have, let's see. All right, so chapter 7, and for you, Rebecca, transportation. Oh, you're looking at it.
Well, what you sent, just the list.
So, how we've been doing this is we kind of been along here because we did go through the plan once. We had scorekeepers, we've had several different scorekeepers kind of making changes as we went along. But the last person that we had ended up putting comments and not necessarily making changes and stuff. So we're going back this in a quicker type pace to try to hopefully make sure we catch everything that we can intend the first time. So, chapter 7. I don't know how you can even maybe a date. If you're looking at it down the street, you could maybe pass. Oh, you're looking probably at the latest version. How about your hard copy? The shouldn't show.
Hard copy is page 35.
Okay, there you go. So
Yes.
those following along.
That's what I have, yeah.
Yeah, for us, 39. And since this, again, this is the first time you're seeing this, certainly as you look at it, just feel free to ask any questions or if you see something. Anybody have any notes of anything we missed or change there? I'll go back here. Sliding down, recommended actions. Anybody have anything? Sliding. There's recommended actions of, we have 6, 7. Oh, we got 8. That's hidden with traffic calming options. I know when we were doing this, that was right about the time the stop signs ended up appearing when we were talking traffic calming. But when we went through this the first time, we didn't really make any changes to that. We continue to do it as an option or a recommendation to explore that.
The LA median, did we, something,
What number?
wanted to talk about the, like, the calming,
Oh,
elevated medians, was that something?
look, we have. I remember there being a discussion.
Yeah,
Where it was about that there are like 2 kinds of calming devices. Essentially they're the speed bumps that you really do have to slow down and bounce your car, but the calming mount is it what is it? I guess it's essentially a broader
Yes.
type raising. And having seen Neil out here and having that fire up here at Hawks Hill and trucks coming from outside of town, because I know whenever I thought of Church Street for the calming mount, I'm thinking of local people, the people driving from our fire department. For those other trucks, they came roaring down Church Street. Now, my guess is I'm sure they saw Neil out here directing, but I'm sure Westminster had to be going 40, 50 mile an hour. He came roaring down to the intersection. So if you had a common mount and you had one of those big old trucks, I imagine that might do some damage. I don't know. But I know that has come up as a solution, and I know some of us have gone, gosh, I went to Maple Lawn and looked at they're down around Loyola College, I know. They're all, they've popped up in many, many more places. They're in Westminster. Yeah, so, I guess, so, exploring, I know there was talks of bump outs, I think that was after we did the plan last time. So,
There is some bump outs that are gonna be incorporated into our streetscape sidewalk projects along, High Street, Main Street, and the corners, there will be bump outs. We get a lot of pushback when we talk about calming mounds and stuff, even from Public Works, about snow and things like that. There's a lot of issues, the truck lights hitting those, some problems. But I think it's fine to have it in there that we need to explore traffic calming devices, whatever that may be.
now I think about it, we talked about it during this, because I see in here now that we did bump outs, that's like a somewhat recent discussion last 5 years. I know we didn't have that when we did this initially, and I say we put bump outs in, right? So, okay, so we did massage this summer.
Yes.
One-way traffic's in here too, so, okay, that's traffic calming. Okay. Emily had a comment on here under the fiscal implications, and I think that's a valid comment. That, and I went back up to the beginning when we explained what this plan is, and I think this paragraph about fiscal implications essentially is a disclaimer that, you know, a lot of it we don't really know until you hire somebody. I was, if you want to take a look at that paragraph, and I think her suggestion, and I don't know if it came from the group or it's hers, that we put it up with, well, she said in the introduction, I went up there and looked, it would make sense, we could put it in there. I could roll up there if you wanted to see. But in the explanation of the plan, could make essentially this paragraph talk about the fiscal implications. I'm going to take a glance at that and see if there's any thoughts you may have or discussion.
Other than it talks about the responsibility of the county, so I suspect this came from a county plan in toto and got cut and paste into there. So wherever you put it, it should say town and not county.
Okay, fair enough.
Michelle, do you think it's prudent to move it up towards the front as, I don't want to call it a disclaimer, but having that information up there so as a reader going through the entire.
Well, it is applicable pretty much to everything.
Right.
You may want to change, I didn't read it that carefully, partly because it's on a phone, but you might want to include it, and then you don't have to worry about including it in every section.
Right.
Overall, the fiscal implications are unknown.
And I think it
Or
would give a reader
unknowable.
a mindset that that's,
Except for no, because we do have some spots where we will know.
well, right, and it says if we had it, we would put something in there. So I think it would be a good idea.
Just take it out of there.
Everybody else good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. All right. Local roadway recommended improvements. Only we had that. What's the Blue Ridge Manor? Anybody have any recollection or notes about that? That's her yellow highlighting, had something about Blue Ridge Manor, and I don't.
We don't have Kevin.
Yeah.
I just had a note, improve the town's portion of Rowell Road.
Is that,
Or is that the county, they're right at the water tower, is that the county portion where it's narrowing the embankments, or? Or is that the town's?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll take a look at
Because when
that.
you go out towards where entrance to development, it gets, you have curving and it's wider. It's just that one narrow, and if you meet traffic there, it's, but I don't know whether that's a count, whether that's part of the county.
You said that's, it's up near Rowell?
Round right off of Springdale.
Yeah, it's not on our, it's not in our GAB, so that would mean it's not in town. Oh, there it is, no, let's see. It says, but it's blocked out by a line, but yes, it actually is, because the GAB goes just past that.
What map are you looking at?
Go to the second map. That was shown up there, yeah, third map. Yeah,
I think it's a corporate line on the, if you want to say the west side of the railroad.
See the black line that says town limits?
Yeah, corporate limits there. Like camp.
Which map are you looking at?
The designated land use.
What's the number?
3.
Oh, I don't, this was one that we had a while ago.
Oh, okay.
It's so small that it's,
I don't have any recollection. Oh, I can just leave that there and, Kevin lives up in that area. He might be able to add.
There's two bump outs right there. I don't know if the one's the water tower,
that's,
and that's what it looks like to be like the town limits are not in the town limits, but the bump out for the water tower goes up to that.
yeah, that's weird that you talked about these
Yes.
two little gaps there.
Yeah. Because they're drow, right? And there.
I don't know where that little green spot is where the water towers actually are, it says conservation. According to that, it doesn't look like it is in the town limits.
Anybody else working from their phone? Okay, hard copy. You want something in front, oh, you working from your phone too, Javier?
I have a copy for the chapter 7. I have it here.
Oh, you have a hard copy,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna be right back, I'm gonna make 2 copies. Next couple chapters.
One guy was talking to, he works for an office, and they were here, there was a large square bales, and we thought they had a lot of hay. And then they started moving, and it started getting there, which is football. I know they had several farmers out there, and they were interviewing employees. They had these real big square bales that they used. A lot of them. Yeah. It's a matter down in there. God, it's surprising how hot it gets.
What are you talking about throwing bales out? Yeah, so bales out there.
Years ago, we used to throw, it was a little tough, we used to throw like salt. I don't know whether that helps dry it out.
Farther down the road, usually when we were there, did that, we used to help with the hand, turn the bales over on the end. Get a layer in there, comes with the key. Take his bucket. Another person I went in there. Get the salt coming back up in the car.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't know, maybe it was done with supplements with feed, yeah,
Yeah.
good salt in
Yeah, I remember
thank you.
That's not the whole pack, but that's.
No, yeah, I was gonna do it today, and then I thought, I don't know if I have 3 reams of paper to do it with, so. And then charge the town for them, so I figured I'd wait until we were closer to everything final. Good, now I can turn this poor old phone off.
He had steers and he just went around bales. They call, I don't know what they call fire. And they would go in and sit there.
Any bells get rung?
And
Blue Ridge,
yeah,
okay.
heard of that. Bugles, okay, yeah.
Who's on your side or outside?
I mean, it would
They
be,
just sit down along that.
I don't know, Ann didn't live up there, so would I just probably come from us.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we were thinking.
I say, no, something along the line, supposed to be pretty significant, so.
We just put it out, we just rolled it out and put it out, but after about 3 hours. Wow, it's full of feeders.
All right. Now, remember this version now, because I thought you were gonna see it a little bit off on lines. We can go with page
Oh, yeah, okay,
one. But you
draft.
got something to look at, it's better than something.
Yes, that's true.
Rolling down. Number 3, Main Street between High and New Windsor Road. In this streetscape,
Streetscape will be covering. Let's see, between High.
I would say between High and wouldn't that be Church Street?
High and Church is the
It's
intersection.
before the railroad track.
High and New Windsor, I'm assuming it means.
Where Mr. The New Windsor Road would be High Street, well, Old New Windsor Road, maybe.
I guess that's another drawback too, having somebody doing this that's new to the town.
So Main Street between Church Street and Old Ridge Road.
When does Maine become New Windsor?
I would say right up here
7-Eleven? Or is it up by Reserve?
I guess it's where the town limits, the corporate limits would be.
I couldn't tell you, so many places, the roads have like 5 different names, depending on who's talking and when you moved here.
Yeah.
So I really don't, I can't help you with that one, I don't know. I looked at that too and thought, I wonder where that is.
Yeah,
I
that
wonder
doesn't,
if it's between, church and public, right at 7-Eleven.
no,
Right?
No, the town goes out to Tibbetts, that's past Slingup.
I don't know.
but my brother-in-law, he lives there beside the IMA warehouse, his address is New Windsor Road. It's not Main Street. So,
The number 2 one in here is Main Street between Church and Atlee Ridge Road. So that's going down the hill.
That way,
Yeah, that's going down the hill, it's talking about the bridge in there.
that's easy.
Yeah. Then you got High Street and New Windsor Road. Between High and New Windsor. High Street is 31, and New Windsor Road is 31.
Right.
Maine is 31.
Unless they're talking about like Teresa Old New Windsor Road between
Yeah, I
That
think maybe
should be
that
the
should
hill.
be in there, it should be Old New Windsor Road.
Right, so that would be the hill, from 7-Eleven up to the top of the hill.
And that's the one across from Sling of Lane,
Right.
right?
Yeah, well, that's Old New Windsor Pike,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Pike.
But now-
Name them all A, B, C, D, E, and being done with it.
Now, growing up, we called this the Pike. It was an old turnpike, and we called it the Pike. So they switched it around.
So 7-Eleven to sling off?
Yeah, there's no walkway, and maybe that came
Yeah,
about
there's no,
when, Snyder Center was built, because there's no way to walk coming out.
And since the language in here frankly is completely amorphous, we don't know where it'll go, and we don't know what it'll cost, and we don't really know what we need. There you go. So I think that exactly where it goes is the least of our problems.
Okay. High Street intersection with Church. I'm not even sure what that is. We have sidewalks. Residents there don't want a red light.
Well, we are taking care of some of that, with bump outs and
Yeah.
pedestrian crosswalk, walking on
we
the.
don't really know what the state's gonna come up with.
There's
If,
the bicycle pedestrian facilities. The heck are pedestrian facilities? Talking about restrooms?
What is this, Europe?
Pay for itself. Renew efforts, so it's not renew efforts.
Yeah, continue efforts.
Yes, correct. Are the projects for 3, 4, and 5 somewhere else listed?
Well, three's on,
Well, because I mean, it talks about, it doesn't say what is the project that we are trying to do in those areas. The recommendation.
like to widen or to build a bridge over or that kind of thing. It's very inspecific.
2 says something, and, 6 says something, but 3 says nothing.
Oh, this is an area where we took away a lot of the word, the verbiage.
That's why it doesn't say anything
Yeah,
anymore.
that's why.
All right, let me pull out the original and take a quick look.
yeah, and the old, that's kind of, the older version that's coming out.
I had to repeal it all. Here we go. We had, in our original version to keep, there was the intersection of Springdale Avenue Road and Rowell Road. Talked about severe sight distance problem and topographical challenges. We had the intersection of Springdale Avenue and New Windsor Road, Maryland 31. That was the line of sight problem.
Okay, so you had some writings you got there, some things from those you made, those aren't in the original plan. Okay,
The railroad crossing at the intersection of Church and Main.
oh, I wonder if that's the Blue Ridge Manor she's talking about.
That would be out in the ridge.
No, I'm sorry, no.
Oh.
The one you mentioned up there, Brow and Springdale. Wonder if that's what she's talking about.
Site distance.
That's all, yeah.
Yeah.
Brow and Springdale. And it's, I've already been out there, so I know what it is. So it's a hill that you can't see.
It's a hill and a turn. It's a,
Line of sight problem.
yeah, line of sight.
Brown, Springdale, and what did you have, Dave, Pat? You also have Springdale and
Intersection of Springdale and
between,
Windsor Road.
same thing.
Yes.
I lived there at the school. That's why.
On High Street and Church Street, was talking about pedestrian-friendly streetscape and sidewalk reconstruction program.
Which one was that, Dave? I'm sorry, the High and Church?
Right,
Yeah, okay.
and High and Church was also parking.
Park.
Consideration should be given to restrictions on parking along High Street 30 feet from the Church Street intersection. So, that, again, that's streetscape is taking care of that. We're gonna have lots on those corners, not gonna be able to park there.
How about under continue efforts to implement the Maryland 31 and Maryland 75 streetscape plan, and then have including,
Including the intersections.
yeah, okay.
Can I ask a dumb question?
This
Where it
is-
says
there are no
undetermined,
dumb
where
questions.
it says undetermined impact, is that kind of the same, or are they addressing costs? Or,
I believe that's supposed to be the fiscal impact.
Fiscal impact, yeah. yeah.
Which is
Why
always,
so many of them say we have no idea?
yeah, that's,
okay, Mark, the old plan was bicycle and need for bicycle and pedestrian facilities. Talked about the old bicycle pedestrian trail to improve circulation around the community, and local and pedestrian facilities is talking about such as sidewalks or trails as part of the development review process. So that was all, remember years ago, that bicycle thing that they were talking about? That's, there's a whole giant section on it. It goes into that linear park bicycle and pedestrian.
Oh, it's all very pretty.
that was a what, county,
We had crossed out
a county.
bulk of
It's part of the whole county's got a whole lot of facilities plans, yeah.
Javier, is that still, the pedestrian and bikeway plans, still like the countywide, connecting the communities?
Yes.
That's still in the.
So continue efforts to develop connection between I know the connection with Union Bridge and connection of the new communities in town, within town limits. What's the pleasure?
I think something you made note of, or. Sure.
Man, can you repeat your question? What was it? I just want to make sure I get clarification.
For the county still, I know at one time, it was kind of like a bikeway and, it's kind of like a master plan where you connect Westminster, I think it was like through the Pipe Creek Park.
pedestrian.
I think even had like going along the right away, the railroad even called it Greenway. Greenway.
Excuse me. Thank you.
The bike, let me,
Couple things into this.
the bikeway, pedestrian, and greenway plan, correct?
It was like a county plan to connect the,
Every so often, we would get an update
yeah.
from Carroll County about.
Years, have we?
It's been a while, yeah. I didn't know that's still on
That
the
doesn't
books.
mean it's come off the plan.
Yeah.
Let me reconfirm and I'll get back to, I'll send you confirmation so that way we have a,
Because, I don't know what that path is called that comes that, along the White Creek from Union Bridge, heads over towards New Windsor, just south of 75. And then whatever that path is coming from Westminster down 31. I remember seeing the diagram where the idea was that we don't connect.
There's one
And it was
that comes
Greenway?
from,
It was a bicycle pedestrian trail system.
the farms. I think that's where it stops, is at Tahoma Farms Road.
Where the old golf
Yes,
course,
that is, I think you're right.
The old Wakefield.
Wakefield.
Yeah.
A lot of people use that. You see a lot of
Oh,
people.
yeah, I regularly see.
I think that
When we had reserved,
following
I'm sorry,
Pipe
Yeah,
Creek Road all the
yeah.
way to,
I remember we were trying to
Eye in
get
the
the state
sky.
summit people. Just for them to connect up to the reserve, and that wasn't, we didn't ask that soon enough, wasn't in our review. That was when we were getting some kind, not pressure, but whoever was the planning person, the many we've had here, was there saying we really should try to get them.
Where it is, on both sides.
Yeah,
You get up.
yeah,
To
I
Snyder.
don't think they connect to each other, do
But
they?
I don't think Snyder connects to the reserve.
We did
Does
put
it?
a 5-foot wide pathway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of it.
Snyder's.
Yeah, it's
But I
Snyder's.
don't think it connects to the reserve.
It doesn't go up to the
Yeah.
reserve,
Right.
because they cannot find a good way.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yes.
reserve is up the top.
Yeah.
Got it.
and really, Blue Ridge Manor isn't connected.
No.
to
To anything.
Correct.
Not
Is that
really.
something we need to address, or is that addressed in this comprehensive plan. We,
I put through the New Windsor communities. They kind of cover that.
yeah,
Because we've got Blue Ridge, we've got Snyder, we have pieces.
We got Atlee, it's not.
Yeah, Atlee's connections are tenuous at best.
something in Springdale Road.
And what are you gonna do? You're gonna go and expropriate land to put in a path? Not if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, it's true. Oh,
Connor,
okay.
if you try to do that,
Yeah, well, okay.
you see what I mean?
Mhm.
Walkways, pathways. So it would probably,
Yeah.
it would probably be good to have a statement. in
Just a
here.
sentence, yeah.
Take a look at 6 and see if that.
Let's go, I've jumped ahead. Oh,
I'll read it aloud.
Yeah.
Address the need for bicycle and pedestrian facilities connecting to the Union Bridge pathway to the west through New Windsor communities up to the Westminster pathway to the north, consistent with the county greenway plan.
sounds very green.
Well, that sounds good for external pathways out. Maybe we should just add a little more in there to say within the local New Windsor community connect. Yeah, the Atlee, Blue Ridge,
Through all New Windsor communities.
through all New Windsor communities. We add something like that, just so we were covered.
Just in case in 7 years Connor finds a way to do
We
it.
need grant money and the grant points to here and we
Yep.
need to just have it
That's a good
spelled out
Because
clear.
Atlee Ridge is covered in here, but I think something for Blue Ridge Manor. The Dave brought off a good idea that the reserve is private property.
That's true.
Yeah, you're not gonna,
And they don't want, they didn't, I think it was discussed when Snyder was initially being reviewed. Because of course Snyder was reviewed for what, a decade, before they finally landed. And there was no sentiment at the reserve for a connection there.
Right.
You are a resident of Carr, right?
Fire at the top of the hill.
We investigate employee traffic calming options that we want to put, like, any places. Leave that as a statement. I've heard talk of, doing on Church, on Lambert, Upper Church and Lower Church, I should say.
property.
There's a limited number of places where you could put those. You're not gonna put one of those on Pilsen.
You guys want something to
You're not gonna put it on the
for Arlen Park.
No, you're definitely not gonna put it on any of the state roads, so. I think what you got personally, I think is adequate for this purpose.
I like the rumble strips.
He was like,
You know, the white, they're not them on the edge. The ones where they're like white lines, like it's like 10 white lines, but they're raised a little bit. And
Yeah, they're by Medford Road.
Coming down now in town
helps every week.
on 31, because they have that in Brookville, and you get people swallowing up with that. But I think one of those dancing men.
Couple of those, glow in the dark.
All right.
All right.
All right. Hey,
Yay.
community facilities. This is the first opportunity to look at a chart. Any thoughts, comments, goals, current conditions? I see that we call it Northwest Middle School now. We finally got that corrected. These are current numbers as we have. 2024 public school enrollment capacity. you can see there's space up in Northwest Middle for all the.
You have 20, that's a 2024 concurrency plan. That's their numbers. I don't know whether it's the same,
The school board's numbers?
whatever the concurrency in the
Oh,
county.
well, yeah, between the county, I imagine the
Yeah.
county gets them from the school
Short
board.
answer is no, I did not have this.
And then on the backside, I think it's Frank's got key and.
It's always fun, and this is what drove me crazy putting this together, because I got census numbers. And then my good buddy Javier would send me something else, and I'd say, well, just see how they look. And I stayed with mine. Nothing against yours, but it's, you get two people together looking at different tables, and there's not always the same. And then Gary has a whole different view also. They're close. So for example, here Northwest says the capacity is 750. Going with what Drew just gave.
You know, that was last year's.
Carroll County Public Schools, AB 655 from their 2024 numbers.
Oh, okay. So I don't know where the concurrency, where they get their numbers.
It says Carroll County Public Schools, it's their source. Enrollment projections 24, 25.
Yeah, that would come back from the board of education.
I'm gonna stay with this because, you know, I don't have her name in here. Maybe I should. But I got this from, you had recommended somebody at Carroll County Schools, and I got that from her.
I wouldn't put anybody's name in here, but just.
That's for I do it, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, no, there's no name in it, you know, it's just, and actually, the maps have Abigail's initials on it. That we have on flash. Okay. Public libraries. Where do residents go? Do you go to Westminster for your library needs? Money down? Now that I'm retired, I want to do more than just walk over and get something I ordered. I want to see and touch books before.
Now, do they still have
I don't think we get the book completer in town anymore, because you can go online and order, or you can call the library
Right.
and get it off delivery and have it. But yeah, I don't think we have book completer. It's available. Don't they load the book completer? Or don't they keep it here? Yeah. Okay. Let's see, public libraries, I'm going to say the Carroll County Library headquarters. Is it true that it's a public meeting space over here at the library where we used to have the temporary town hall meeting space? Is that still public? You can use that?
There's still like reading, like dance from.
There's stuff in there.
Community room.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
community room.
That is, there's
I don't think you can just show up. I mean, I think you have to make your arrangements,
For
but,
a while there, it was turned back to office space.
Yeah.
When they were rehabbing.
but I think that cafeteria area is available for, you know, taekwondo or whatever they teach in places like that.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the site also offers public meeting space in the renovated cafeteria. Senior center. comments on the senior center? I'm assuming people go up to Westminster for their senior center needs.
There's one of those in Tonytown too, isn't there?
Excuse me, Mark. It's 7:05. I have to head out, but before I head out, just wanted to run it by you because I have here that as per my notes, you're gonna email me the contacts you had in regarding to the maps that are updated maps that are due, correct?
Yeah, it's all.
Okay, perfect. And
I'll send you the plats.
Perfect.
I'll send you the email that Gary sent to somebody at Carroll County Planning, because he was having conversations with them when I forwarded those on
Okay.
also.
so this entails the maps and entails the 14 properties that were supposed to get updated. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'll be waiting for that. And from my side, I'm gonna reconfirm the Carroll County Bikeway Pedestrian Greenway Plan status, and I'll send that information.
Great. All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, same here.
Parks and Recreation. We do have Fountain Park mentioned in here. It's probably premature to mention, even though we're gonna have it on the maps, the Snyder donation.
There's a little playground in Atlee Avenue off of Overley Way.
It's in the last
It's
paragraph.
gonna be the
It's
additional
there.
tot lot.
Yeah, like a top.
It's there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Very last paragraph. in there.
Last sentence.
Reason why.
Oh, okay, okay.
This top lot on Overly.
Yeah, I see it now.
Is that spelled right, Overly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
All right, police, public safety and police services.
I wonder, you say that that the fire company serves 34 square miles. Well, that might be its designated area, but potentially it goes other places if necessary.
Yeah,
Right.
mutual aid, yeah, but
Yeah.
their first two areas.
Yeah, your first area, but do you want to just put in there, or, either that's their primary area, or they also serve outside of that area when called upon, or something like that? Just so nobody thinks the fire truck stops.
Yeah, if you put in their term first two area, I don't know whether people will.
Yeah, I don't know that people would understand that, so. I just
Right.
thought of that.
Primarily serves an area.
Yeah.
Primarily.
But, serves outside that area as needed, or,
And renders mutual aid.
I like and renders mutual aid.
Which goes out of the county.
Yeah. Puts out hay bale fires when called upon.
Yeah.
As well as mutual aid as requested by local jurisdictions.
That sounds good.
I don't know, we want to put
Is
a
it
word.
just Maryland, or
Pardon?
is it just Maryland, or can they go to
Oh, we have
Pennsylvania?
gone into Pennsylvania.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, it's big enough.
It's just, they have like a standing mutual aid agreement.
So I can just say it's requested by regional,
Yeah, that would be a good.
other regional municipalities.
I don't know whether you want, in this paragraph, a blurb about the station is now manned 24/7 by 3 county fire personnel. Oh, that's,
I think it'd be kind of nice to say that it's a 24-hour facility. You know, if it's 3 now, it might be 5 in 2 years or 2 in 3 years or whatever. You may not want to specify that.
Maybe 20 years we might add.
Yeah, I know, but you may not want to specify how many. But I think you should definitely let people know when they're
We have
looking.
now a paid,
Yeah.
apparatus driver around the clock now, which we never had before.
And when would you say that started?
That started in, I want to say June of last year, July.
Okay, so we've had the 24/7 EMT for, what, 15 years?
Well, well, we were paying that out of pocket.
Right,
That was back 2001.
Mm.
okay, so,
But the county has taken over all the responsibility. I don't know if you have them off back here.
There's space back there that he uses. I don't know that it's completely his and his alone. You know, there's a couple of folks share it.
Comes in, he's got a key fob. Now, I think he can come in here, let's see. You paperwork. These things.
is it safe to say most of the staff are volunteers?
Yes.
So what's the right term, fire personnel?
Firefighters.
Is everybody a firefighter?
Yeah, it's every, yeah.
That's just a designation.
Yeah, that's, either that or you want to put first responders. That seems to be.
They're also very popular.
Okay, that's it, I think that would be better.
Yeah,
Most of the first responders are volunteers. In 2001, 24-hour EMT services became available to residents. Also, in the summer of 2024, you were saying something about an apparatus.
what we call FADO, fire apparatus driver operator. But
So that's 24/7?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. Besides a paramedic and an EMT driver, we also have a FADO, fire apparatus driver operator. They love these acronyms.
Since we're not going to mention it often, I'd rather, also in the summer, you said that, right, summer of 2024, or? Is that close enough?
It was in 2024.
Okay,
Yeah, in
Yeah, I would say
2024.
it's 2024.
okay, I'll just say also.
Because they kept pushing it back because of funding and personnel. Yeah, there we go. We had to change, we used to have, manpower, it says, well, they had to change that to,
You have also.
they had to change it to staffing, they had to make it yeah.
Oh, brave new world.
It's going down steps or something, you know.
What do I want to say here, Drew?
What's that?
County.
In 2024, 24-hour fire apparatus driver became available,
County,
became
I would say
funded.
maybe county funding,
Okay,
county personnel. Because they're county employees. Say county personnel. Chief on call now, it's county chiefs make the
So while most of the first responders are volunteers, in 2001, 24-hour,
Our chief was there, but they had county chiefs that took over, you know, these calls.
you want that in here about chiefing?
What's that?
You want that in here about chiefs?
No, I don't, to me, I don't think it's.
And those kind of internal bureaucratic structures, they change, or at least appear to change.
That probably information would be in the county master.
Maybe, yeah.
All right. Public water. The previous mayor would say.
Water and sewer and solid waste all look fine to me. I'll weigh in.
Said, fine.
They look fine to me. I mean, I'm assuming those numbers came from the Solons of the Public Works Department.
I went back looking at what Gary gave us as his comments about,
Oh, for the school?
well, some of the previous meetings we
Yeah.
had. And it's, I see these numbers, but it's, I mean, there's a lot of explanation that goes into it.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But please don't put it in here.
Might not have the enough essence. Because when I see 196,000 per day, isn't that what you're trying to get to?
Where are you seeing that?
Sure. Public water service, right after,
Right.
Had an open reservoir.
right, the third, fourth line down.
Well, it's permitted for 196 a day. We're not there. We don't want to be there. You get to where you're permitted, max, you're in trouble.
Right, but I don't think they are yet.
No.
That's when he's working to get permitted. I thought they were like.
They're mixing up the water and the sewage.
And the whole clay.
Sewage is currently at 115, we're trying to get to 165.
Fine, okay, so that's the,
That's sewage.
well,
This is what we're permitted to pull out of the ground water-wise.
and that's where my confusion lies. I think we got our briefings, those two are blurred together like in one sentence.
Okay.
So I don't know all the acronyms, and that's part of it. Most of the acronyms did not have a description of what they meant. But I know that was a briefing for you veterans that have been dealing with this for a while. Okay, so that 196, that's the number, okay, that we are currently permitted. Okay.
That's the clay pit. They dug the clay out.
You have to separate those two back of the road.
What, Statler and Waldorf?
I was thinking more about Creek Barrel. Okay. Bosh.
Oh, okay, I've seen the picture, but that's all. Something to sit and watch that you don't necessarily have to remember, that's the real issue.
So the water is, I recognize these numbers, and then population of approximately 1486, we can deal with that. I think I had 76 in the census numbers. So, under the public sewer, and you see Emily's note says, make this more elegant. I think while they're permitted 115,000 gallons a day, or the waste treatment plant has a, by the way, do we want sewage or waste treatment? What do we want to call it? I always hear it called waste treatment plant, I don't know if it makes a difference anybody. But MDE has the limitation, or I don't know what the right word is, restriction, guidance, that 80% is the capacity to focus on because of storm runoff.
And it's beyond 80% that they need the capacity management plans and all that stuff.
Yes. So I mean, this
It gets
is
much thornier if you go up.
and then, and NDE mandate regulation,
Okay.
whatever you want to call it, that we cannot
Yeah.
go over 80% of our community capacity.
You want to make a waste treatment? I don't know. Pelicans, you can make
Yeah, there's only so much you can do with sewerage.
That's pretty elegant. You don't like soup.
I have where we deleted that last sentence. The treated effluent is discharged into Dickerson Run. I have that we crossed that out.
Isn't that a significant point, that they limit,
a limit,
the Dickinson Run we can only put so much into there.
I thought that's what Wayne had said at one time, is I guess a certain percentage of the flow, is that?
Anywhere that you put your effluent, there's a limit to how much of, even if it's like the Mississippi.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be tiny. I don't have any indication of keeping it in or taking it out, so I'm not helpful.
I think in light of what
It originally said
in front of us,
Yeah.
that
chlorination, dechlorination system is in place to disinfect prior to release, and
Facilities.
a new force main was installed. And all that.
Oh, you said you had all that in,
I had it all crossed out, where a chlorination, dechlorination system is in place to disinfect it. A new force main was installed in 94 to the east and west ends of town at 31 and Church Street, as well as Atlee Ridge.
All right, that's gone from this version.
I have that, we crossed that off.
seeing what,
How about mandated guidelines are limited to 80%?
oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know, it's just not.
No, that's okay. I was off on something else. I only heard you speak. I didn't hear your words.
Where you have wild permanent passive waste treatment plants. The MDE mandated guidelines are limited to 80% maybe.
Sure.
You understand that the problem here, that is located right next to the, commercial district.
I think that's what they call that one. Water tower.
No, Michelle, it says the guidelines limited to 80% to accommodate storm runoff.
I don't know that it's to accommodate storm runoff exclusively. I mean, that may be part of the determination. I suspect that they decided that they didn't want people to go to their capacity, so they picked a number short of their capacity and said, this is as far as you can go.
I know that I heard that spoken.
And that's probably one of it.
Part
Yeah, but it may not be all of it.
I'm sure, it's part of it.
Yeah.
Storm runoff, but I don't believe.
You wouldn't want to give the implication that that's the only reason for the limitation.
Just leave it.
Yeah, I would just leave it.
Don't say things like.
Like, you know.
I thought you were just gonna give it a thumbs up there.
No.
Made it out.
Capacity of the waste treatment plant is 150,000 gallons per day, and the MDA 80% in 92,000 gallons.
Just facts.
Or the average flows rate now per day. Treated effluent, it's discharge and Dickinson Run, which is let's try this.
Oh, I freaked out. Down here where the railroad tracks, there, it intersects those things. Big swimming hole with you.
How does that sound for you, Dave? Currently treated effluent is discharged Dickinson
Yeah, see,
Run.
I don't know that.
One of them was real brave.
I don't know that.
Railroad
That's
bridge,
the reason that,
feet first.
I just personally don't know that that's
Never ventured
the
in.
reason that it's at capacity. Because if we raise our capacity, if we get permitted, Dickerson Run got increased capacity? No,
Probably not.
I don't think that's really the
You don't,
case.
you don't wanna link
I
those
think,
two
I
things.
think they just set these guidelines. And I think Dickerson Run is where our effluence ends up after it's treated. And I think that they've always thrown at us that ultimately Dickerson ends up in the Chesapeake Bay.
Doesn't everything.
And, they're trying to clean that up, and that's the whole,
Stewardship of the bay
yes.
shows up a
I
lot
don't-
in
I
the
don't
state
think it-
law.
I don't think it has to do with, well, that run's getting to be at its capacity. I don't think it's that.
It's not running anymore, it's just straggling along.
I remember, and I don't know if it was Wayne or Gary asking this question, because to me, that's a huge limitation, because that's really the only water source close by that you could go and dump this into.
So to me, if we were close at 115, we wouldn't be having talks with MDE right now to increase it to 165.
Get bigger, yeah.
Okay.
It just wouldn't make sense, right? They'd just say, hey, New Windsor, you're stuck. They wouldn't be doing this. So I don't believe that that's the reason.
Would it be somewhere they would extend the discharge into Little Pipe Creek?
Just leave it the way it was.
Right, but then now that's a cost to go much further than this.
Yeah, I don't think so. And
For this purpose, though, this isn't like a grant application
right.
that we
Yeah.
have to explain every penny that we're putting in the run.
I think it made sense the way it was, right? We're just stating the facts here. These are just facts. And our treated effluents is discharged
Goes there.
into Dickerson Run.
I will agree to that. If, caveat is, I will check with Gary, Wayne, whichever one answers me first. If that is a limitation. If they were to say, I feel.
You may check, certainly.
Yeah, no, but I feel very confident that sitting in, on this side, that I've heard that before, that the amount of this whatever, the effluent water that is going in there, we're nearing the capacity we can go in there, because I know that goes then into Little Pipe Creek, which goes into Monocacy, which goes into Potomac and the Bay.
Well, is that because of the size of Dickinson Run or
Yes.
because of the size of our plant?
Well, there's only so much liquid.
I mean,
that
can be
can
absorbed
can be
in Dickinson Run.
absorbed, right?
Why don't we leave it the way it is and ascertain the accuracy of the statement?
Yes.
And if it is not accurate, how to make it more?
Yes. And I think the question is by condition here of it is nearing capacity of this tributary absorber. I will check to see if that's accurate. And if it's not accurate, then they can either make a suggestion to make it better or take it out.
Fair enough.
Good. if it's true.
Well, if that's true,
But you're right, I think
then I have some other things I need to bring up at the town council meeting. We're
Yes.
probably down the wrong
Yeah,
track.
then why are we doing that?
Yeah.
We need to be looking at their.
We all just need to clarify the point.
Yeah, so.
What you have in there, in accordance with MDE requirements, that kind of.
Oh, no, that's something additional they're looking at, they're not that, DRU or whatever, they looked at, something, I don't know.
Sorry.
There's something that Wayne is working on, he keeps throwing out the initials of something that's being done.
That's the new wastewater treatment plan.
The ENR, the DNR,
Advanced Nutrition
the
Reduction.
DAR.
Yes.
It just will not stick in my head, I'm sorry.
So
I'm
there's
thinking it right.
a new
Yeah.
type of plant that we're looking at that cleans up.
Okay,
But it isn't technically an expansion.
is it an extra stage to the current or totally?
It's a new process.
It's an earlier.
It's a new process to clean, so we would be replacing the current plant with this new ENR plant, enhanced nutrition reduction plant. Very expensive, and there's some grant money available for that. Sorry, I got my back.
Yes, I can't
There's
hear you.
some grant money that's available to that, but the grant money is based upon the expansion of your plant. If we stay where we are, we could get this much money. If we raise the capacity of our plant, get permitted for what we're going to give us this much. And that means the residents of the town would have to pay, Tom would have to figure out how to pay for that plant. If the town wants to grow and put in more houses or do anything, we need to have higher permitted capacity. So you see the numbers.
It's like a catch-22, yeah.
That's right, you have to hit the sweet spot where we have some possible room to grow, yet we can still get grant money, but we can still increase the plant size. So it's a numbers game. And so none of those numbers ever had anything to do with Dickinson Run. Just saying. Yeah, but
We'll clarify that statement and put it in.
Yeah, that's it. That's what.
This three-letter thing, whatever you're saying, does that change the cleanliness or something?
Yes, it takes out, it's cleaning
It's
up.
enhanced.
Enhanced, so it cleans up the water that's being discharged even further than we do in our current
So
system.
if you're cleaning it up better than what's going out there now, you have a higher quality sludge or whatever is coming out of it.
You think you
Theoretically,
put
you
more
could
in.
put more of that in, which could be why you're getting.
Emphasis is on theoretically
Yes.
Yeah.
in that sentence.
That is correct.
All I know
We might not need to drill any new wells.
that when that
You
plant
can
opened,
drink it again.
that man took a drink.
We're heading that way, I swear to God.
This one,
That
yeah,
worked
you
his
got
way
it.
through that. And that will last with me to my grave, that he drank that water that came out of the waste treatment plant. So, I don't know how you have it better than that, but okay.
They'll find a way to make you.
And he's still
Well,
alive.
the better way is what Westminster's have to be, right?
They're spending a lot of money. I sure hope it's the better way.
Because they will be.
Well, you gotta die of something.
Solid waste. Let's talk about.
How
solid
about it?
waste.
Yeah, both. This last part here, I guess the font is different, but the content on the last word says analysis of community needs, public water and sewer. It is fine and makes sense. I thought it was different. I thought it was all like a footnote, but when I looked more closely at it, it isn't. But the solid waste section needs increasing elegance because there's several not sentences in there.
Oh, okay, I haven't got to that part yet. This is still under the solid waste after public sewer.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a page ahead.
You are. One of those high achievers.
Yes, that's me.
Oh, bless you, whoever it was just. Okay, analysis of community needs. not. No, I think we're still coming up to the stats, because we have not looked at stats in this room, the updated numbers. But we have had a significant, it's not a surprise, you will see the aging of the Windsor. We have become an age,
Oh, the whole country, darling.
yes. So that is somewhat of an issue, but I understand
It's
that
just so
there's
small.
capacity out there. Out Westminster's senior center. Okay. Public water and sewer service. Okay, now we're getting closer, Michelle.
Well, I don't like where it says, but potable water is also nearing capacity. I don't believe that's an accurate statement. But we are looking for
Yeah.
redundant sources of water for Windsor.
You could put that in there twice to make sure they knew it was redundant.
Well, clearly.
What happens when you keep me here this long?
Italics, so my guess is this is what Emily put in here.
Yeah, that's why I said that, because the font is different and the style is different. I had a feeling it was probably something we beat to death in some meeting, and she went home and did the best she could.
Or didn't get to it. I think
So in our first sentence about nearing capacity and we're exploring other options, we're exploring other waste management systems, whatever you want to put in there, that's true, that's what we just talked about.
Yeah. But we're also exploring new,
But-
water sources.
But, yes.
So both, it's true for both things.
We are exploring redundant water supplies for the town. There's nothing to do with, we don't have enough water,
No.
or we're running low on water, nothing like that, no. It's not true.
Well, near capacity with existing waste treatment sources, there are other waste treatment options being explored.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, storage.
Because we all know what the sources of the waste are.
Yes.
And sewerage is the name of the system, not the contents. I worked for the Sewerage and Water Board of New Orleans for several years, and if there's any one thing they drummed into my head, I think that, yeah,
Sure, it's just a placeholder for,
Yeah.
So.
Help me with the wording on this.
So that's what we gotta fix.
Okay, so
While the existing,
we can do water first and then just talk about.
well,
waste.
I think
I think the facts are the same really for both.
Well, no,
We'd like more and we're looking for it.
well, nearing capacity
So-
with both water and, no,
no.
no?
I don't think we're nearing capacity. Potentially, the capacity of water is limitless if you can find enough wells to pull it and get the permission, as opposed to sewerage systems, which are
The
much more
existing-
limited.
The existing, what do we call it, waste water system
Yeah,
is
well,
nearing.
Wastewater treatment facility.
Yeah, wastewater treatment facility.
WTF.
Yeah.
That's how it's listed everywhere.
Is nearing its
Yeah.
its capacity. It's
Has
permitted
limited capacity. It has limited capacity, which we're nearing. And even if we do all this ENR stuff, there's still gonna be limitations on the capacity. We can't put 600 houses up on the Huff property.
And then just say options are being explored.
Yep.
To update.
Yeah.
The facility. The town is exploring options for redundant water supply.
Yep, I like it.
Just leave it at that.
I think so.
Okay.
And then this next paragraph, I suppose you could put in about more detailed information can be found. But
I mean, we just got that,
yeah.
the WRE, Water Resource Element.
Mm-hmm. And if the maps that you have are the maps that are referenced are the maps that you have,
Yeah.
yeah, you can just leave that as it is and make it the same font.
I don't know if the WRE is the same thing as the Carroll County Master Plan for Water and Sewage.
Probably not. The water resources element's probably a little more narrow. It's things like buffers around and stuff like that.
I'm gonna put it.
Put it in. I mean, put something in there.
Found in the 2024 WRE.
Yeah, somewhere. Go look. Google it.
Right, do something. We shouldn't have to do everything.
Everything for you.
All righty. I was gonna also ask Javier if that's true. The Carroll County landfill was considered adequate for projected needs.
Well, they just purchased some additional property going through Reese Road. So,
And it better be, because citing a landfill nowadays is damn near impossible.
This idea of recycling seems to have changed a bit. You know, I don't see as much in the publicity about, the amount of recycling in Carroll County being such a leader and being, so high. Is that still?
Well, there's no market for it. So everybody's running around and recycling it, and it sits in warehouses along train tracks in Baltimore City. And then they want to move it to Falls Road, and everybody screams. But, I mean, they're charging for recycling now.
it's not.
It's less,
Yeah.
but they're charging for it.
But I think all we need to say here is that
Yeah.
New Windsor currently utilizes
Exactly.
recycling program through the Carroll County Plan.
That's where we dump our trash.
Go up or down, that's what we're doing right now, we don't have any other dog in the fight.
So we'll just say that first sentence.
Yeah, so do you really need the other two sentences?
Well, I think the yard waste, I think is an important item. That's got to be cleaned up. But the idea that, and you can address this better than me, Dave, but it's cheaper to have dumpsters and yard waste than it is to have that yard waste sitting in the garbage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, we would be paying $62 a ton to throw it away in the
For claims.
landfill, where we probably pay $62 a dumpster to rent the dumpster. It's free for us to dump it at the landfill with the yard waste.
Yeah.
That's why we harp so much on don't contaminate the dumpsters down in the yard waste facility, because then we'd have to pay for it.
I know.
Don't get me started.
I know.
So your
I'll
yard,
put this aside. That's why I think it's important that we have that's in here.
Yes.
yeah,
That
I
would
should
be
know
yard
this,
waste.
but I'm not 100% sure. Your general yard waste, they don't come around and collect, but if I have cut down my bushes and want to put them in a little craft bag, I take them to your dumpster.
No, the town comes and gets them.
They come
Yeah.
around.
Oh, they do it. Do you have to call them?
No.
They have set dates in it.
On a regular schedule,
Scheduled days.
just
And-
like Westminster is.
And you can also take it down there if you want, like I just take mine always down there.
Yeah,
You're a tidy sort of fellow. I always wait for somebody to come and get my stuff.
Yes, but we have both those options right now, and we'll continue to
Okay,
have
that's
both those options until someone ruins it for those. that
Yeah.
like it.
And your bulk trash is just a couple times a year for sofas and that kind of junk.
This year we do bulk trash, right?
Okay.
For
I just,
items
you know,
that
I hear it
are in the trash.
3 times a month for 30 years, you'd think I would know.
Do you have an orange bag?
Don't go there. Don't get me started.
I can sell you. Quite a few.
Come on, Drew.
You got this lingering, pay for the
Pay for
contractor.
pay for the
I don't
contractor.
know what that is.
Yeah. She was not elegant in this section.
Do we want this line, pay for recycling, rates expected to increase?
No, I think we just have a sentence in there that says New Windsor utilizes the
Yeah.
recycling program through Carroll County.
As I said, those last three sentences aren't even needed.
But I think this thing about the yard waste is, I'll clean that up.
Well, you put, if you wanna put New Windsor, you know, our program for yard waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll clean that.
Is collected
Shows in there.
by staff and, you know.
Yes, you're right, there's 3 cents. Right back.
Okay, pay for the contractor, does that mean anything to anybody?
Unless it's supposed to indicate that you do not have a staff trash, you know, you hire a contractor to provide trash removal services for the town, as opposed to having does anybody, except maybe Baltimore, have a trash collection department of their own? Now, I don't know. I see what you see, so I don't know.
Does Westminster, I see they have small trash trucks, is that just for like the parks and?
Yeah, it must be. Because they use, starts with an E, ecology.
Oh, okay.
Ecology for the regular,
Trash.
they do pick up the bulk trash and the yard waste. The city trucks do pick that up. And they pick up bulk trash every other week, different days, but you have to call and say, I've got a sofa, please come and get it. And they do, it's really quite wonderful.
I'll clean that line up. Recommended actions. Change.
There's no joint use agreement with the Board of Education. I don't even think there's one with Springdale Prep.
No, I would think Springdale is completely private.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, the restaurants and the businesses are not generally picked up. Maybe they are here. We still have Hughes out here? Does Hughes pick up the commercial users also? Yes.
Yeah.
We had this conversation a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay. I thought we were down to the recommended actions.
Here we are.
Oh, okay.
To answer Michelle's question, I think they are permitted to put out the minimum to
Yeah.
whatever
Uh-huh.
for businesses. But if they have more than that, like Matty has his own,
Yeah.
they come and pick up.
Yeah, I
his
remember
own.
conversation about upholstery.
And that's what, we had some problems at the bottom of the hill because there's more than the allotted, they don't pick it up, and then it's,
And it's a mess.
yes.
All right.
And if you have 700 students up there, you're gonna probably have more than.
Yeah, they would have to have, they probably have big dumpsters. They'd have to.
But the question, if I jumped us back, but the question about the joint use agreement
Board of Education.
for the school's sports fields, we don't have a school with sports fields, or without, for that matter. So that kind of doesn't make sense.
But should we have as a recommended action?
I don't know, do we still do it? I mean, I just don't know, I haven't seen it.
So I think the rugby still uses the fields.
Yeah.
It's Springdale, but I don't think that does not go, well,
As a rec council?
no, you know what, I think, I don't know.
Well, where are those fields? Are they at the upper campus or the lower campus? Because the county still owns the lower
That's what I'm
campus.
saying, they're lower,
Yeah,
so the county still owns it, so I'm not sure which.
yeah.
how you-
I don't know, when I saw that, I questioned that.
I mean, could we say though, I mean, down the road, they might go through and buy the property? Recommended actions that we try to negotiate with Springdale Prep for the use of the.
I'm sure they'd be happy to enter an agreement with us to do that.
Sure, they give us a swimming pool. I'm sorry. You talk about, don't get me started, but, I don't know, I just wouldn't,
Why don't we put something in here because
there's
of the
actually a way to put
change-
something in there that's
because of
less
the
specific.
changing ownership
Yeah.
of that property,
Town will
the town,
use its best efforts to be able to
the rec-
assist in providing fields or something like that. Because they're not really for the town either, they're like either the rec council, which is not a town function, the county, the rec councils are county functions, aren't they? Or are they entirely private? And then the reapers or the creepers or whoever it is that plays, I don't know,
They're private creatures.
rhymed with reapers.
Is it reasonable to say that the town will facilitate?
To the extent possible.
Okay, okay. Alrighty.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, we're doing a lot of this other stuff, at least on that page. Just today, talking about that town-county agreement.
Um, One we talked about, I'll change that. 2 or 3, any comments on those? Four.
4 is what I'm looking at, and 4 has some thorny things in it. Because it's not all completely accurate. And as importantly, it's got some opining that we may want to think about before we put it in a master plan. So, I don't know exactly what to say now. You know what, you see what I'm talking about, Dave?
Like paragraph 2?
Yeah, that's a good part to start at, yes. And frankly, with all respect to Javier, full staffing for all planning and zoning, we don't get that from them by any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, that's a recommendation. Thanks, come out.
And in general,
Well,
I
as it
think
says in here, services range from simple liaison.
yeah, which is what we got.
Staffing for most planning and zoning.
Well, I suppose that, yeah, now we got simple liaison. And they're assisting, and they do the maps, and they do the chart. I'm not saying anything, but that full staffing is clearly not what we have, because when you remember, those of us who've been around forever, they did all of this plan. We didn't have anybody sitting here trying to type for us.
Just as a side note on those maps, he wasn't sure they were going to be doing.
Who the hell's gonna do the maps, excuse me?
He needed to check.
Anyway, I'm hesitant about the second paragraph, I really am. Whether the current amount is still necessary, I don't know that that's frankly, the purview of this body. Because you guys don't really get yourself involved at all in the town-county agreement, certainly not the financing behind it.
Gary's very pleased with it, what he said to me.
And that's fine, so something like this maybe should not go in your master plan. And then adding additional elements about school facilities, those agreements are silent on that kind of stuff.
It seems like the last two paragraphs should be wiped.
I'm very hesitant about them.
I don't think they're adding anything. It is, that they are opinions.
That's exactly right.
And there
I think it
may be
exactly. too.
opinions that have value for discussion at a much different level from the master plan.
They are not preparing comprehensive plans and zoning and subdivision ordinances. So. Agreements are tailored to the needs of the municipality and vary in complexity, depending on whether the town has in-house planning staff.
Well, Mount Airy has in-house planning, and Westminster has in-house planning, and Tawnytown might even, because they're growing like topsy up there.
Union Bridge are the only two.
That don't have any?
Right.
Okay. Hampstead doesn't have an in-house planner.
That's not what I heard.
Well, maybe they hired one since last week.
Oh, okay, no, I mean, I've been about 2 years.
I'm gonna ask, because maybe somebody is assigned, maybe one of their general staff. So you can taper this first paragraph as you will or will not, but I'm very hesitant about the second and third.
This is all we
This
say
is
in
pretty
the
much
first
verbatim
four.
for 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But a lot of things have happened since 2010.
So Mark, I would say if you wanted to tailor paragraph 1, I mean, it states out what it is and what the county may provide. But if you want to put a couple things that you think you would like, to see in the county plan, in the town-county agreement, that would be really the town manager's negotiation as we go through that plan that we do every year to add, something along the lines. It would be helpful in our municipality if we had more planning help or whatever from the county. Because the county may do that or they may not do that, I don't know. That would be a negotiated thing in the agreement. I mean, they may say, no, we don't have those resources, or they may ante up for New Windsor and Union Bridge. Don't know that we've ever asked specifically during as we agreed on that plan to do those things. I don't know.
There was something that happened, and Bobby was the first to point it out, that her availability to us wasn't what she had before. Where they changed, that went on the county level.
And it could be that they don't do everything that we have written in this plan anymore. I don't know. So, that's what I'm saying. You say what it is, it's a negotiated thing between the town and the county, and the county may say, ain't doing it.
Well, I think we have a.
We've signed. That's pretty much the negotiation.
Yeah, okay, so we are in the record, just wanted to check to see what we are in the recommended actions. How about initially, these first 2 sentences that I have, the first 4 lines here, since 1977.
Mm-hmm.
Leave that in there.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I will go and then since this is recommended actions, then I'll put something in there
I think that would
from
be
our
fine.
perspective.
And I would kill the rest of it,
Yep, yes,
because I don't think that needs to be there either.
and I've already killed a good part of it, but I'll take this next piece, okay?
I mean, we aren't the only municipality having issues with planning staff, are we, or?
Well, a lot of the towns have an in-house planner.
Yeah, but
So they probably, would be able to utilize the in-house planner for their commissions more so than we do because we don't have an in-house planner.
My understanding is these plans are supposed to, in a general term, be incorporated into this master plan that the county is doing. That's what I have.
Well, they're not incorporated into
They're not
it.
incorporated, but it's kind of like in the perfect.
You
world,
don't want them
these
to
are
be,
done
to be contradictory, certainly.
Yes,
They should dovetail to a degree,
Right.
right?
yes, they should dovetail, and then that's where that liaison position is supposed to help facilitate that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. We're saying going right, and everybody else is going left. They should be able
Get close date, Mark, are we gonna try to knock this out, or are we gonna?
Why don't we leave it there? Because I will write something on this, we'll start with what I wrote. My rules on it. So we, haven't quite finished the chapter. So we're to recommend, we are just about done, it's a fiscal
Well,
implication.
we, it's a lot of,
We'll go through quick, that's, we're not, yeah, it's, okay.
there's a lot of involvement
Um,
and additional staff.
Announcements?
Yeah.
Crab feed, September 14th,
Communication.
music on the main on the 4th. If you haven't already seen the fire hydrants,
I was commenting on them before. I love them.
they're stunning, they are stunning. And next month's meeting, the 22nd of September, will not be here. It's really
22nd?
Yeah. So I'll make sure you have this and you and I can get together and make sure that we can get this on your computer so you can.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And then we also have one the 27th of October. Any other questions? Can I get a motion to adjourn? Dave already asked and he's made the motion. Can I have a second? Second by Rebecca, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the ayes have it, 6-0.
I have to get a bigger paperclip if I'm gonna keep coming to these meetings.